Welcome back. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi hailed on Sunday historic relations binding Egypt and the Sultanate of Oman, saying they were shaped along decades of solidarity and joint Arab action, facing several crises and challenges. Their remarks came as the head of state received Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said at Al Ittihadiyya Presidential Palace, where a red carpet ceremony was held to greet the visiting Omani head of state. The Omani Sultan is paying a two-day official visit to Egypt, his first to Egypt since he assumed power in January 2020. Presidential spokesperson, Councillor Ahmed Fahmy, said President Sisi welcomed Sultan Haytham in Egypt, wishing him success in leading his country's drive to achieve Oman 2040 vision. The president stressed Egypt's keen interest in upgrading relations with Oman in a way that achieves the interests of the two Arab countries and their peoples. For their part, the Omani Sultan hailed the distinguished bilateral ties, saying he looks forward for boosting them in all domains and for building on the positive outcome of President Sisi's recent visit to Oman in June 2022. The national dialogue resumed on Sunday in a second session over the political axis. Four meetings are scheduled for the committees of political parties and municipalities. Two of the four will see the Committee of the Municipalities probing the law for local council. The Committee of Political Parties reviews all issues related to boosting and supporting the activities of parties and removing all obstacles to their work. Cairo welcomed on Sunday the one-week truce signed by Sudanese parties taking part in the talks in the Saudi coastal city of Jeddah. The Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Ambassador Ahmed Abu Zaid, said emergency work need a safe environment. He expressed hope the truce would be extended until reaching a final comprehensive ceasefire agreement. On the ground, residents of Sudan's capital again awoke to heavy clashes Sunday morning, just hours after the army agreed to an upcoming one-week ceasefire with the rapid support forces amid ongoing talks in Saudi Arabia. We have more details.
Sporadic fighting between Sudan's factions could be heard in capital Khartoum on Sunday after a Saudi and U.S. brokered deal for a week-long ceasefire raised hopes of a pause in the five-week conflict. The deal, signed by the army and the rapid support forces after talks in Saudi city of Jeddah, is due to come into effect on Monday evening with an internationally supported monitoring mechanism. The deal allows for the delivery of the humanitarian aid and for restoring essential services. Repeated ceasefire announcements since the conflict started on the 15th of April have failed to stop the fighting. However, the Jeddah deal marks the first time the sides have signed a truce agreement after negotiations. Head of Sudan's Sovereign Council, General Commander of the Sudanese Armed Forces Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, stressed that the truce has no political implication. Since the war began, 1.1 million people in Sudan have fled their homes, moving either within Sudan or to neighboring countries, creating a humanitarian crisis. According to a text of the Jeddah deal, a committee including the three representatives from each of the two sides, 3 from Saudi Arabia and 3 from the U.S., would monitor the ceasefire.
Cairo condemned the breaking in of Al-Aqsa Mosque compound on Sunday with the Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir. The Egyptian Foreign Ministry said such provocations are contradictory to the sense of responsibility and wisdom that should be practiced by officials. The statement said continuous violations will not change the legal and historical status of Al-Aqsa, which is purely Islamic site. It also called on the Israeli side to immediately halt those provocative practices that lead to tensions in the occupied territories. Still with the Palestinian